Distortion. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It lets you take something that sounds really nice and clean and turn it into something that sounds nasty. There are all kinds of ways that you can use to distort your sound, and there's even more plugins out there that will let you do it. But none of them is quite like this one. Today, we're taking a look at Wires by AudioThing, and this plugin is based on technology from the Cold War era, and it is definitely not your typical analog tape emulator. Wires is a software recreation of this thing. It looks quite monstrous, but it is actually a Soviet-era MN61 reel-to-reel recorder. And this device is unique because it didn't use tape for its recordings. It used a thin strand of wire. I didn't know that was even possible, but it is, and that's what gave this device its unique sound quality. It adds a really eerie, vintage lo-fi sound that you just won't find anywhere else because nothing else used this technology. And the really good news is that Wires captures this really distinct sound absolutely perfectly. As you might expect using such technology, Wires is the exact opposite of high fidelity, and there are those out there that are just going to say it sounds crap. And they may have a point, but the unique lo-fi edge that this thing can add to your audio is what makes it special and what makes it stand out. So, enough talking, let's have a look at what Wires can do to your audio. So here we are in my DAW, and we're going to work with a very basic track that I put together with just a few elements. We have a piano, we have a pad, and a breakbeat. And what I'm going to do is just run each one of those through Wires, as you can see here, just to show you the before and after so you can get a good idea of what it can do. And while we're doing that, we'll play with the GUI and you can learn a bit more about it. So, first sound that we have is a nice piano, courtesy of Air Piano, loaded up in Reactor, and this is what it sounds like. I think that adds just such a lovely nostalgic eerie feel to the, and you can probably see here there's a difference in the GUI between the original and the software model, and principally you have a very simple delay unit there, and as you heard it adds a nice haunting tail to the input. And just one more brief thing to look out for, up here you have the randomization dice, so if you don't like any of the presets that come with Wires, or you're having a hard time and you just want to do a bit of randomization, just click the dice and it will create new variations for you. So we got a good idea there of what Wires can do to a nice simple piano. Let's take a look at what it can do to a pad sound. So here's the pad sound. It comes from Pigments. Ideally I would like to run it live through Pigments, but my PC is old and the CPU is very underpowered, so what I've done is bounced the Pigments pad to audio, and this is what it sounds like. First up dry, and then we will run it through Wires. So next up, let's have a look at what we can do to a breakbeat. So you know the drill, we'll do a dry and then a wet, and what you will notice is I've actually got a single instance of Pancake, which is a great auto panning plugin. So dry and then wet, let's do it. So now you've got a good idea of what wires can do in terms of degrading sound and adding a sheen of lo-fi to it. You've had the piano, the pad and the breakbeat. What I'm going to do now is play the track in its entirety so that you can hear dry and wet what the difference is. We do have a couple of other sounds, bass, kick. You'll hear them as I press play. First instance dry, the second instance with all of the wires added. So there you go, a pretty good showcase there of what wires can do with three different types of sound. We had a piano, a pad and a breakbeat, and it affected them all rather differently. And then we chucked it all together into a coherent track just to see what it would all sound like together. And I think this is just such a great tool if you're looking for a unique kind of distortion or a way of degrading the sound that is different to a lot of the other plugins out there that take the traditional distortion route. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you like what you saw, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe because we've got all kinds of great content in the pipeline for you. And check out the channel. It's absolutely packed with videos that you are going to love. Here's a couple of videos that YouTube is very kindly recommending for you. Why not watch one of them? And I'll see you in the next one.